For a man whose campaign has been hitting every pothole lately, John McCain certainly has been smiling a lot this week. Is the Florida sunshine a natural endorphin rush? Or does John McCain know something that we don't know about the election? Something game-changing? Later, I'll talk with New York Times columnist Frank Rich about John McCain's eerie sense of confidence. First, though, it's time for a few underreported holy mackerel stories in today's news. We are 6 days out from the election, and the election is sort of all anyone can talk, think, or read about, which makes this a great time to quietly roll out some other news that you hope no one pays attention to. This is the week, for example, that the Bush administration has decided to leak word of their big sequel idea for the Bush Doctrine. Remember when Charlie Gibson at ABC asked Sarah Palin about the Bush Doctrine, and she didn't seem to know what it was, and it was really embarrassing? Well, the Bush Doctrine is about waging war to prevent a threat to the United States from emerging. It's a really radical idea. I mean, it's not controversial to say a country can wage war in response if they're attacked. It's not even really controversial to say that a country can use force if they believe they are about to be attacked. The Bush Doctrine is a big, hairy deal because it says we believe we can attack any country if we think they may at some point ever become a threat to us. The Bush Doctrine is preventive war, asserting the right to wage war against a country because we think they could at some point in the future develop a capacity to attack us someday. It's radical, right? It's even bizarre. That's why it was a big deal that Sarah Palin didn't know what it was. Well, this week, Bush administration officials have started to unveil Bush Doctrine 2. Those cross-border raids from Afghanistan into Pakistan, those cross-border raids from Iraq into Syria, our troops making raids inside sovereign countries that we're not at war with, or even into countries that we're allied with, ignoring governments and borders at our own discretion. That's all apparently Bush Doctrine 2. Now, love it or hate it, it's a big deal. It probably deserves some debate. That's probably why they're sneaking it out in leaks to the press a week before the election. Now, we've got an update on a story that we covered a few days ago, the 2 to 5 hour waits in line at early voting sites in Florida. Those lines are in part because of a law passed in 2005 by the Republican Florida legislature, limiting early voting to fewer places over less time. Close a couple lanes on the bridge at rush hour, more people will be late for dinner, right? Right. Well, Republican Governor Charlie Crist changed that law with an emergency order on Tuesday. Hooray. That's Charlie Crist, who was on everybody's short list to be John McCain's vice presidential running mate before McCain picked, well, you know. Governor Crist cited long lines as the reason for his action. He extended early voting hours from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., as well as extended weekend voting hours to a total of 12. It's not clear if this move is payback for being snubbed by McCain for VP. But who cares? Good on you, Governor Crist. A 5 hour wait to vote is a problem in America, full stop. I'm glad you saw it that way.